Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
And I'm Ethan.
And I'm Emily.
Welcome to Friends at Gameology, hosted by friends@gameology.com.
Voting systems for science.
In some nebulous amount of time.
Or less.
So good. So good. We didn't do that last time.
We did it one time.
No, I'm just saying the last time, like when we just did the news, we didn't say or less at the end.
No, because we were just amazed that they just jumped right in and...
You did so good.
It was good.
You did so good.
Yeah. Oh, so the system we're doing today, we have titled it Ethan's Auction, hence Ethan being here for the system. And so, Dylan, you've got some voting systems, and so I expect you to move or fly down to be in our videos for those, okay? That was good, right? I didn't even think about that beforehand. All right.
So good. So off the cuff. So pure. So rare.
So good. Much rare. Very pure. Okay, so you start off with 20 points. Everyone start with 20 points. And then before you even start, you can use one of your points to veto any game.
For that round.
For that round. So say, I think when the system was around, we owned Munchkin, and so I put Munchkin. Munchkin is vetoed. They did that every night.
And what does that do?
That means that the person who wins, which I'll explain how that person wins, cannot pick that game for that round. So then what happens is you choose someone to be the first bidder, and they say 1 point, and the next person says 2 points, or you jump all the way to 5. I think Tom jumped to 5 or 6 always. And whoever then bids the highest gets to choose the game, and then you play that game. And then you lose those points. So if you do put 5 in, you only have 15 points next time. And so you eventually are going to get to 0. If you get 0 and some people still have points, you just can't vote. And you just play whatever anyone else plays.
And you can't veto.
And you can't veto. So you're just at the whim of the people you choose to play games with. So pick the people you play games with carefully. We might have chosen a little wrong in this one, but...
Yeah, you three.
So, anyways,
you didn't talk about the known veto.
I'm not done. Then... So, wow, it already erupted.
You're so
I'm not even done.
You're so contentious.
It's hard to even be near him.
Okay, so after someone picks a game, so let's say I didn't veto Munchkin in the beginning. Maybe I choose a different game. I don't want to.
No, you vetoed Munchkin, and then I picked Dominion.
And I say I don't want to play Dominion. Now I have to spend 3 points to veto that because I know what the game is that he wants to pick. That resets the entire auction. I lose my points, but Tom doesn't lose his points, and we start the bidding again.
But now, whoever wins can't choose Munchkin
or Dominion. So that's still vetoed. Both of those are still vetoed. You don't have to re-veto
One is a known veto, one is an unknown veto.
It just costs more versus less.
The unknown cost less, but you may pick a game that nobody was going to choose anyway. So there's the give and take there.
So once everyone gets down to 20, so this is, again, we've talked about, we use these voting systems for 8 weeks, and so if you use a system with the same people again and again, because I doubt in one night, and maybe some people do, we'll use all 20. Once everyone gets to 0 points, everyone resets to 20.
That was a horrible 8 weeks, by the way. That was our worst 8 weeks.
Go on.
Did we make it to the end?
Unfortunately,
yes,
we did.
I think so. And I think Ethan was out of town for quite a bit of it.
Well, you were out of town twice, and that's where we actually had to collaborate.
Yeah.
So, because what was going to happen was Ethan was going to come back, and we all would have had like 3 or 4 points left, and he would have had 20, and he would have been able to pick all of the games. So we had to collaborate.
For 1 point each. That's 20 games.
Yeah.
That may have been a flaw in the system.
So we had to collaborate.
One small flaw.
Are you joking with me?
Very small.
So we had to collaborate
correctable.
and veto a bunch of games we knew the other ones weren't going to want anyway, so we could get down to 0 to reset before Ethan got there. So we gamed the system, but
yeah, we did.
So then I started down.
Yeah, but just by a little bit.
That's what you get for leaving town for a couple weeks in this horribly flawed system.
I accept that.
So the thing is that I had made a similar system to this, and I don't even remember all of the details of mine, but it was purposely a bad system, because these jokers, they love voting in bad systems and subjecting all of us to just horrible systems, like the point your finger like a gun. That was Ethan's. You know what I'm talking about? That was yours, right?
System.
It's not the best system.
It's so good.
It's the worst. Go watch our video. There'll be a link to it here.
Stop.
So they pick these horrible systems, and we have to sit through them. It's the worst what they inflict on us. So what I did is I made a really bad system with the intent that, of course, they were going to pick it, and then they'd see, like, man, this system's horrible. We should change our ways. I thought for sure they'd be like, we've seen the light. Tom, you should pick all the good systems. We're going to use Tom's perfect voting system. Link here. And we're going to... So that and then we'll be fine. We'll always have that system forever now because these guys finally got it in their heads. But no, Ethan changed the system to make it worse.
I tweaked it for the better.
Oh no! It was by far worse. I don't remember exactly what the tweaks were. I just remember being appalled by what came out of it. Well, I had already started on a bad note.
So we brought these two on for this specific voting system because of what happened for the duration of us using this voting system.
Oh, really?
Go on. No, Tom,
I did not vote for this system. I'm just saying, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't vote for this system. That's both your fault. That's 50-50.
These two's fault. So I don't think I voted for your system either, though, Tom. I definitely didn't vote for this one, though. So I need you.
Please say your piece.
Explain.
Say your piece.
No, they're going to explain it, but you can't.
Say your piece, please.
Why it was terrible. Go.
It was terrible because Tom was terrible.
Go on.
Tom was a little troll.
I'm listening.
Tom.
Little troll.
A little troll. And he picked all of the games that no one wanted to play, super long games.
Super long.
And made us all use our points to block him and veto.
It's all part of the system. There were 2 ways to veto. You're allowed either way. That's
in
fine.
hopes
That's
that
totally
we
fine.
would drain all of our points and that he would be left with 6 weeks of only games Tom wanted.
Genius. Am I right? I'm the only one who saw how to work this system, and everyone gets all resentful all of a sudden.
Except then we say, well, we're not going to veto the game you picked, Tom. So if you pick a terrible game, we're going to have to play one horrible, terrible, long game. Long game for the whole night.
At 9:30, 10 at night, he's like, well, let's pick Power Grid.
Not terrible. I love that game.
Yes, but at 10 o'clock at night, you don't start that game unless you want to be up till
Some
midnight.
people do. Let me ask you, we don't typically pause and ask questions in our voting system, but just for sake of, would you pick Power Grid at 10? Would you play...
Well, how late do you game? We're talking about a Monday night is when we game, right? We're not talking about a weekend night. This is the difference, Tom. A weekday night.
All I'm saying is you could have as easily vetoed it beforehand for 1 point. Easy peasy. And if you didn't want to do that,
we're going to veto all of the games we don't want to play for 1 point.
If that's all part of the system. I was playing a game with what was it? It was probably like Munchkin or something. It was a game where you could be kind of backstabby and take that. I was playing with somebody and they're like, "Man, that's mean. That's mean that you did that." And when I did something bad to them, and I was like, "No, it's just part of the game." Like, or even better, Ticket to Ride. Played Ticket to Ride, and I blocked a 1 train route. And they're like, "Why'd you do that?" And I'm like, "Well, because that keeps you from getting 30 points. Like, that was a really good play." Like, but that's not how you should play Ticket to Ride. I'm like, how should you? It's a strategy. It may not be a good strategy, but it's a strategy, and it's not against the rules. And it's not like I'm trying to find a loophole in the rules. Like, you can play your trains anywhere, and they're upset. And that's where I'm like, guys, I'm just playing by the rules of the game as were set forth by Ethan and voted on and ratified by Ethan and Emily. Not this guy's fault.
This was not a game.
What?
This was our life.
This was our life.
Oh, man. People who don't realize that life is a game are the ones losing it. Okay?
This is not a game. This is why we
It
live
has
through
such
it.
potential.
How would it have
It was
this
such
potential?
a
It had the vetoing, because I think we went through a phase
We
of,
love
like,
vetoing.
some people really wanted
It was me. It was
It
me.
was always
I
Molly. She always wanted
negative.
negative. We actually worked a
Yeah.
negative into
Yeah.
Tom's perfect voting system
Yeah,
to
'cause
get you to
I
vote
was
You're
for
not
it.
in the mood
If
for
I
a
had
game.
that, yes, sometimes maybe you didn't care.
Yeah.
Maybe you wouldn't vote. But you'd always get a chance to bid enough to get your game in at some point. So much potential. All it took was to
cooperation.
not choose a terrible that no one liked.
Not even you.
Not even
I
you.
like
That
Power
was
Grid.
the
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the
I really
only.
liked
No,
it.
you would have.
I
I'm pretty sure
think
if
I
I had
picked like
it.
Star Trek Fleet Captains, which I also like, but
Yeah,
it
but
was
if I had it
admittedly
put
hard to play.
minus 1 munchkin, you'd have picked that every time.
You
Every
wish,
time.
I'm only had to do that.
You would have picked it every time.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't understand why Munchkin has all the hate that it has. Like, I get it. You get to level 9, people start piling on. It can take a while, but when played quickly, if you play Munchkin as like a 10, 15 minute game, fun game.
But that's
In
not what
fact,
this video
you
is
know what?
about.
I'd like
This
to see a
video is not
Munchkin
about
Legacy.
that.
I would. I'd like to see Munchkin. But that's my point. Is like Munchkin's a fine game. I want to play the superhero version, the Marvel version. That looks cool. Is there a Marvel version now? I think there is. So why would I not choose Munchkin? Why wouldn't I? That's my question to you.
Feels like lies.
What? Marvel Munchkin looks super cool,
I mean,
man.
I believe that's what you're saying, but at the moment, at the time, you did not want to play Munchkin more. You just wanted to ruin everything.
Listen, I can't trust you guys to pick good voting systems. I can't trust you to pick good games. There's only one person here I can trust, and it's this guy, yours truly. And because of that, I wanted to make sure I played the good games and picked the good games.
Our viewers, whatever. Sorry, people of the internet. Tom thinks that about everything in his life. He doesn't trust anyone with anything.
Very skeptical.
Tom is a natural skeptic.
Well, and a natural ruiner of dreams.
Yeah.
Really? That's funny you say that, because Tom's perfect voting system, come up with by this guy here, Tom, did only great things. And
But it's not as exciting.
We
Yeah,
could
there's
ruin
no
your
excitement.
system too.
Yeah, I could
How
By
could you do
choosing
that?
terrible games.
every time.
And-
That's how you ruin any game night. Any game night.
why is Power Grid and Munchkin suddenly not
I
eligible?
said Power Grid at 10 at night. I said nothing about the actual game.
All I'm saying is, I can't remember a terrible game I picked. I can only remember good ones.
Do you remember that one time when we all wanted to play a new game that we purchased?
Yes, it was Lord's Waterdeep.
Yes, and someone else picked a different game.
They picked
and
Colossal
we were
Arena.
all mad.
Yes.
That was you every week. You were the one picking the game that we were all mad
All
at.
mad.
It's not that they were bad games; they were bad for the situation
Yeah.
You know
that
what?
we found
And
ourselves in.
and I
that
own
night.
that, and I own that, and I've
that was
admitted
your
that.
intent.
That was
Yeah,
my
that's
intent.
what you wanted
Yeah.
to.
That's I've been nothing but transparent.
Okay.
The thing is that 100% you can. That's part of the system. You can veto it. He just said you don't want to play the game. You veto it. You don't care. You don't have to vote. You can veto it. It's all part of the system. This is why it's a terrible system. So we've only done like 4 or 5 of these videos to this point, and so far only one of the system. Dragon Kill Points and Tom's Perfect Voting System have been good, and the rest pretty terrible. So I'm winnowing out the bad ones for you. I'm showing you what not to
This
do.
one's okay. I just
Yeah.
wouldn't know how good it could be. How good it is.
I think we
because-
saw the height of it. I think we saw as good as it gets.
We saw the valley. Because other people wouldn't have been someone to put up with.
Yeah.
What?
Everyone else would play that in a normal way, and it would work out fine. It would be great. And
I played it normally, like
No.
any other person would.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if this came back around, if this was to be voted in again,
Would it be voted in again?
No.
if someone were to do it again and involve me, I think I would do the exact same thing, because you could
yeah,
always
that's why
outbid
we
me.
wouldn't vote it in.
You can always outbid me. You could always veto. There's always a choice here.
Yeah, but your point is so that you could make it so that we don't have any points.
Yes,
That
and
is-
for the first 3 weeks, you'd get rid of all your points. Then for the next 5 weeks, we'd play awesome games.
No, because you choose terrible games.
No, once I have all the points, I pick the games I want to play. Because
Maybe that would have been better.
Yeah.
I've been saying it for years. I've been
Yeah,
saying
but
it for
then
years.
he would have chosen. What if you
Yeah,
what if
then
you
it would have been
a
wanted to
dictatorship.
play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some of these, like the last one we did was the rotating dictator.
Rotating. That's
Yeah,
the key
rotating.
word. Rotating.
You guys could have bid everyone has the same opportunity in this system. We all start with the same amount of points. We all have the same 1 for the unknown veto and 3 for the known. This is not a dictatorship
It was
in
your
the
intent.
slightest.
It was your intent. I once did a video a long time ago about the worst villain. And by I mean Ethan edited the video. This is before
I shot
my
it.
video
Okay.
editing days.
Link right here.
Sticks Picks, number 1.
Thank you, Ethan. Thank you. Okay. And in that, I talked about who the worst villain was, and the worst villain was because of the intent.
Yep.
That's you.
And you know what? I've always owned being the villain. I've always owned like when we played Descent, I was the Overlord. When we play any One versus All, I'm the bioterrorist. Am I right? In a pandemic on the brink, like I get that, man. I get that.
Well,
So this system clearly terrible and contentious. You've done this to us.
Contentious. So much potential.
I think we saw all the
Wasted.
potential. I think we saw all the
Wasted.
potential it had. I do want to say, if I could trust you guys to pick good systems and good games, I wouldn't have to try to make it so I was the only game picker.
Alright.
I can't believe you guys talked down to point your finger like a gun.
Did we talk it down?
Yes!
Oh,
we
that's
both
good.
said how little we didn't like it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, because you
I
have
wasn't
no-
around for the system.
Yeah, you have no choice over, like,
It was
your
so
own
fun,
destiny.
though.
It was
It
fun,
was- and I said that
but
in
the
the video.
result was bad.
I said it in the video, so it's a really fun thing to do.
It wasn't the best result, I guess.
Yes.
I'll concede.
This is exactly what we said in the video.
But
Was
it
what I
is
said.
one of
Tom
the
said he liked
best
it all.
systems.
What's the best system? Tom's perfect voting system, of course.
Oh, no, it's too boring.
Yeah. We need,
How dare you?
we need excitement.
There's the flipping coins. There's some dice rolling.
No
I
flipping.
do like
Oh, we
dice
just...
rolling. It's tough.
We had that character where we built our whole character.
Like an elf
Mhm.
or
That
in a
was bad.
warrior.
Yeah.
We've had lots of systems. This just evolved into those systems and not the Ethan's auction.
Ethan's auction, we've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.